Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rayge, and we are back today with an exciting video here to analyze how, out of bounds this team really is, guys. In case you haven't checked it out, the Marvel Strike Force blog post announcing the newly Annihilators team that we've already seen in the data mines, but as of today, we got to see their kits, and absolutely mind-blowing, guys. Absolutely mind-blowing. This is going to be completely meta-changing, and to be honest, I got super excited taking a look at the stats, and great news, folks. If you guys have been saving up power cores, if you guys have been waiting to spend this game, well, wait no further, because this is going to be hands down the best team that Marvel Strike Force has ever seen. They're honestly not even a super team. They are the best team that the game has ever seen. When we start taking a look at some of the kits, the synergies, the direct counters to some of the meta tunes, the most powerful characters in the game are going to be brought to its knees, and very fitting with this team name being Annihilators as well. But guys, I got really interested in taking a look at how do they even stack up against some of the other teams, some of the other super teams that we've had in the past, and some of the recent releases. So that's what we're going to be taking a look at today, as well as giving you some insight on why this team is going to be one of the best in the game and why you should be paying attention. Completely unskippable, because you'll likely be seeing some variants of these characters and synergies. And the beautiful thing is that remember, when any of these super teams come into the game, anything you put into it now in terms of value, investing, it's going to go a long ways. Just think about the characters and teams like Infinity Watch, the Horseman APOC era, as well as most recently Secret Defenders from last year. If you put some investment into them, they have great staying value, and you can use them in a multitude of different game modes. And some of these are the best investments that you can make in the game, guys. So definitely take advantage of it, because anything you put into it now from a gold, a gear investment standpoint, it's going to pay off dividends, especially with some of the new game content coming in. And now, especially confirming that they are required for the next legendary character. We don't know if that's going to be Odin, because there's some rumors here that they're switching some things around the scenes, but regardless, this team, the Annihilators, and as well as Illuminati, are required for the next upcoming legendary character. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before I dive into the analysis here, I do want to point out what their uniques are. So as you can see, Silver Surfer, being that astral energy, is going to conflict with characters like, some of the Extreme X-Men members, characters like Apocalypse. They all use astral energy, so just something to be mindful of there. I think Starbrand also needs it as well, part of that Out of Time team. We have Ultimus requiring Uru. The only character that I can think of that is going to conflict with this potentially, I think, is Cersei. I think they both share the Uru. Thankfully, there's not that many characters. Now, my biggest pain point, obviously, as you can see, Thanos actually sharing Osmium. Osmium already being quite a congested unique there, so that's definitely going to be something to place some consideration on, especially if you want to build this character up. But I will talk about why we want to, guys, because Thanos Endgame is an absolutely monster of a character. You definitely want to, put some investment into him. We got Gladiator requiring Prometheum, characters like Miss Marvel Hardlight. Gamora's out of the meta. I can't really think of anything other than that for Prometheum. Thankfully, not that popular. And then finally, we have Gore, the God Butcher or God Slayer, and he's using the Bloodborne. And there's not many characters using Bloodborne as well in the meta. So overall, not too bad. Obviously, Osmium and Astral Energy are the ones that we always want to save on, especially with some of the tunes in the game being the best and needed as well. But now that we got that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about why. As I noted earlier, they're the next legendary requirement team, right? We know it's going to be confirmed. Okay, minus the typo, may not be Odin anymore with this new discovery from the leaked information from the Envoy server. But regardless, it's the next legendary. And what I want to do, guys, is this is not a conclusive list by any means, but this is meant to be a snapshot of why this team is so relevant, why they are so powerful. And I've put into brackets as well which character is going to give you some of these impacts, some of these effects from a team perspective, as well as what you'll be seeing specifically for Maria. Now, again, not conclusive. There's a lot of tidbits here and there that's not included, but these are the main ones. Overall, this team is going to be really good because characters like Gladiator, he's going to be preventing vulnerable and exposure landing on your allies. Characters like Gore, he's going to be clearing the battlefield effect, clearing the charges, the revive, the stuns, and ability blocks. pretty meaningful for an offensive kind of dealing character such as Gore, right? And then finally, this is the icing on the cake. This is why I think Thanos is probably going to be the most important character, why you definitely need to be using power cores on him if you have any saved, or farming him as hard as he can when he does come into the game, is that he actually allows a expose, trauma, and stun all together in one of his abilities. And this is in all game modes, right? This is not just arena, the game mode that this team is designed and intended for. He reduces the positive duration of impact of buffs on the notable characters on your side, and as well that includes safeguards, so you can actually diminish an enemy's safeguard, their immunity and so forth, which is pretty mind-blowing if I think about it, in terms of there's no other character that can do that yet in the game that reduces it. And then finally, his exposed attack once per turn, similar to Val, if they're attacked, he can generate ability energy for characters on his team. Absolutely phenomenal. A character most recently that has a similar effect is Val, but Val only grants it for herself, obviously. So Thanos doing all of that with really his kit overall. And this is why this team is going to be so strong together. Even despite both Silver Surfer and Ultimus being largely unchanged in their kit, this is what's going to make that team be put over the top, even with those two characters not really changing much, because all these passives, all these bonuses is going to make them very, very formidable, especially once you take a look here at the stats that I have next to show you. And then finally, this is what's going to put them at the top, guys. This is what's going to be, completely reshaping the arena meta, because they'll counter some of the most powerful tunes in the game, including Mephisto, including Skrull, Apocalypse. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how this works, including Black Knight as well. They're going to be preventing slow, speed bar manipulation thanks to Gladiator. Bleeds and assist attacks from Old Man Logan is going to get stopped by Gore. And then as well, they can actually prevent the infliction of trauma, as well as making sure that they can't be granting immunity on the opposing side, which is pretty phenomenal from Thanos himself. So you can see each and every one of these members on the team being quite phenomenal in their own respective way. But now, guys, let me show you here. This is the typical character stats breakdown that I like to provide to you, so that way you can get a reference of how they stack up to some of the other characters in the game. And typically, it's a legend, right? Anything above the top 25 characters in the game is S tier, top 50 is A, top 100 range B, and then finally top 200. This is the first team that we have ever seen, guys, coming into the game, including the reworks, where you can see they are S tier across HP, damage, armor, and speed. And my goodness, I can't believe I'm saying this. We've never seen a team this fast, this stacked on their stats. I know they previously announced that they're re-looking at all the stats, but with this being the first official team following the Ares release coming up next week, absolutely phenomenal. If this is how every team is going to be coming up, it's going to be some scary times in Marvel Strike Force, because this team is going to blow every other team out of the water. Even if you look at a character like Thanos Endgame, right? Number 2 in HP, damage, armor, 123 speed. Each and every one of these characters almost have better stats here than Super Skrull, Apocalypse, Black Knight, Logan. Absolutely unbelievable. Even, for those of you, and even myself included, I was thinking that, Silver Surfer and Ultimus are likely going to be on the bench. We can probably slot in a character like Skrull or Apoc, but to be honest, after seeing these reworks, after seeing these stat updates, it's crazy good. Like, look at Surfer and Ultimus. They're looking like some of the best tunes in the game after this update. Who cares if their kits didn't change? Statistically, they are right there. The only exceptions to some of these characters is that Ares and Mephisto are the only characters that have some better stats, which is absolutely bonkers to me, guys. And just for, some giggles there, I added Cabal and Secret Defenders statistically where they stack up, being, one being a very recent notable team with their Cosmic Crucible bonuses, another being the other super team that was from last year, 2023. And you can see where they stack up. They completely blow each and every one of these teams out of the water. Ares might find a place in here for some theory crafting opportunity, but it looks like the full package, guys. This Annihilators team is scary. We're likely going to see the first member coming in a couple weeks following Ares. But yeah, if you folks have been saving power cores, if you've been waiting to spend in the game, honestly, what better value than looking at not a good team coming into the game? So far right now, the best team that Marvel Strike Force has arguably seen in the game right here, right now, guys. Exciting times. Let me know what you think in comments below. As per usual, love bringing this insight to you guys. Thank you for your time as usual, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.